Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. So Blizzard just decided to reintroduce into the game the Winds of Wisdom buff. Basically, with this buff, you will be able to get on all your different characters that are level 10 to 59 an increase in your experience gain by 50%. This is something really useful, and what I want to do in today's video is explain how you can really make a lot of gold by using this buff. So I'm sure that all of you are now aware that Dragonflight will be launched on November 28th, and it means that this buff will be available until the pre-patch of Dragonflight, so probably for the next month. I'm sure that a lot of you are struggling a little bit at the moment to make some gold in Shadowlands, because again, this is the end of the expansion and a lot of people are now just waiting for Dragonflight. But there are a couple of activities you can do, especially with alts, that can reward you with quite a lot of gold. Just before I start diving into all these different activities you can do in order to make some gold, it's important to mention that in order to get your alts to level 60 pretty quick, the easiest ways, in my opinion, are going to be by doing all the different random dungeons. And also you have all these different specific activities. For instance, right now, the seasonal events and the boss, the current Darren Brew boss is really good. You also have, for instance, soon the Hallow's End that will start, and you will be able to kill again the boss and then to make quite a lot of XP by doing so. You also have the time walking events. These are extremely good to level up all your different alts. But I'm sure there are plenty of other ways to level up your characters. It's just right now something you can do very fast. The first activity I want to talk about is farming raw gold. Having a lot of alts right now is going to be extremely good in order to really have access to a lot of raw gold. The best thing you can do is accomplishing all the different covenant callings with all your different alts. These covenant callings are basically some quests. They will appear every day and they will last for 3 days. What you want to do is simply go on your map, look at where there is these like blue question marks, and then you can just go accept the quest. And what you want to do is simply accomplish the quest. They can really make you go in all the different parts of Shadowlands. And usually what you will have to do is either kill some rares, do some world quests, or sometimes like kill specific mobs and elites. There is only one that I would not really recommend you to do because it takes a little bit of time, and this is the Anima Salvage one. Basically, you will have to go to Torghast and to do a couple of layers in order to do this one. So maybe in terms of the time you need to invest, it's not the best, but for all these overcallings, this is really going to be the best way to make a lot of gold. Basically, when you finish your calling, you just want to go back here in your covenant, and then you will receive like a chest, and inside the chest you will receive some materials and some items that you can sell on the vendor. And normally you should be able to get between 1,500 to 2,000 gold per calling. So this is something pretty good, especially knowing that if you're doing it right, you can normally do and finish these different callings maybe in like 5 minutes with all your different characters. So this is something very easy to do that can, again, if you're doing it right, reward you with anywhere between 20 to 30k gold in raw gold per character. In order to do these callings very fast, I would recommend you to do two things. The first one is to have your Earthstone really be your covenant, because like that you will be able very easily to use your Earthstone to come pick up the different quests and also to just finish the different quests. And also the second thing is on all your different alts, you want to like learn engineering with Shadowlands. You really just need to go in the main city Oribos and learn engineering for Shadowlands, and like that you will be able to then buy the wormhole generator for Shadowlands. Basically with this toy you can use it and it will create like a kind of portal that you can then use in order to go anywhere in the Shadowlands. And like that you will be able very easily to go in one or the other of the areas and to accomplish the different quests. So really using this wormhole, I'm able usually to do all the different callings in like anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes depending on the difficulty of the callings. And this is again something you can use with any of your alts as soon as you learn engineering. So I would definitely recommend you taking it. And this is also something that will like stay there for at least 5 minutes. So if, for instance, you do one of your callings and you summon back to your main covenant, then you will normally still have access to this wormhole. And what's really interesting with the one for Shadowlands is that it's a 15 minutes cooldown when all the other ones for the previous expansions were between 2 to 4 hours. So here, this is really something you will be able to use very, very easily on all your different characters. There are also a couple more things you can do with all your different alts in order to increase the raw gold you're making every week. So the first one is going to be by accomplishing the Replenish the Reservoir quest. This is a quest that will reward you with 1,600 gold, and this is something you can do every week with each of your character. All you want to do with that is basically getting some anima. So just by doing all the different codings, you should be able to accomplish this quest. This is, of course, one of the other ways to make some raw gold. Also, obviously, when you are doing all the different callings, what's important to keep in mind is that some, for instance, of the world quest will also reward you with some raw gold. So you can also try to select these quests in priority in order to make quite a lot of gold. And then sometimes some of the big like blue and elite quests will reward you with like a lot of gold, up to like 1,500 gold per quest. So try also to do these with your different characters, because like that you will be able to do a little bit more raw gold. And the last thing you can do, but this is only something that you will be able to do if you invest a little bit more time and if your alts already unlock this command table. This is by doing all the different like missions that reward you with some raw gold. But again, this is really something you will have to invest a little bit more time. So it's only worth if you already started to unlock these different missions, and that you can then add that to the list of activities to do. The second thing you can do in order to make some gold, especially now that a lot of people are going to level up some alts and with this buff, is simply by crafting all the different 233 and 262 BOEs, because again, a lot of people will need all these different items in order to then do the callings as fast as possible and to simply have enough gear to do all these different activities. So I would really recommend you to craft all these different gears, especially the 233. This is something that will normally cost you nothing. And even if on some realms, I know it might be not like a huge benefit, on many realms, you will still be able to make really a lot of gold by crafting all these 233 BOEs. So again, this is very easy to unlock. And what I would also always recommend you to do is to put some of these, like, you know, progenitor enchantments, especially the Aelic harmonizing stone, because like that people will select your BOE and not the ones of the competition. But this is also something you can do. Just takes a little bit more time, but I'm sure you will be able to make some gold by doing all these 233 and 262 BOEs. So again, just by doing the raw gold farming and especially the callings, you should be able to make around like 30k an hour with all your different alts. So this is something that will really make you quite a lot of gold very easily. You can of course do all these other activities and to craft the leveling gears, let's say. But other than that, right now, this is really, with this buff, what you will be able to do in order to make some gold. Of course, as I've explained in previous videos, it's also always good to have quite a lot of alts leveled up for the new expansion, especially to have all the different professions available. So I would also recommend you to have all the different professions learned on all these different alts. But yeah, so that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. I will be back very soon with more videos. And in the meantime, I wish you all a great week. Bye.